Today I'm building a $650 gaming PC using all Amazon parts. The GPU was about half of the cost, so if you can find a used GPU, you can build this for cheaper. The AIO was also extra and not needed, so you can get the cost down even more. Starting off with the CPU, I went with the Ryzen 5 5500. This CPU has 6 cores and 12 threads. It's on the Zen 3 architecture, has a base clock speed of 3.6 GHz, and can boost up to 4.2. It has a 65-watt TDP and runs PCIe Gen 3. If you can spring for the 5600, you will get support for Gen 4. Moving on to the motherboard, I went with the ASRock B550 Phantom Gaming Wi-Fi model. This motherboard supports Ryzen 3000 for 1000 and 5000 series CPUs, so this should work out of the box with our 5500. The top is PCIe 4x16 while the lower slot is PCIe 3x16, so you want to install your GPU in the top slot. It supports DDR4 RAM up to 4733 MHz. It takes an 8-pin plus a 4-pin for the CPU for better overclocking stability. I have a slight bend in the Wi-Fi antenna bracket, but I can straighten that back out. I just have to be a little careful. It has built-in Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 4.2. Overall, this seems like a good budget motherboard with some decent VRM cooling. For the graphics card, I went with the RTX 5060. It runs on the Blackwell architecture, has 8 GB of GDDR7. It runs PCIe Gen 5, so we'll have to see how big a performance decrease we see running it at Gen 3 speeds. It has 3,840 CUDA cores, runs on a 128-bit memory bus, and has a TDP of only 145 watts. It's a very power-efficient card. Requires a single 8-pin and a 550-watt power supply. For power, I went with this ES Gaming 650-watt power supply. I would recommend to go with a cheaper air cooler or even the stock cooler that comes with the Ryzen 5 to get a certified PSU instead. I have used many of these cheap PSUs, and so far I haven't had any issues. For storage, I went with this 1 terabyte Clev NVMe. It is Gen 4, so that when the CPU gets upgraded, the drive can take advantage of that Gen 4 speeds. Has a max read speed up to 5,000 megabytes per second, and write speeds up to 4,800 megabytes per second. This one also comes with a heat sink. This cooler is completely optional and not necessary. The CPU I got comes with a stock AMD cooler, and would be more than enough for our 5500. I like the look of the AIO and wanted to give this a shot. It has an infinity mirror display on the pump and just thought it would give a nicer look. I went with this mid-tower ATX case made by MuseTex. It came pre-installed with 6 ARGB fans. Here I have to move the top 3 fans to the bottom to fit our radiator. The bottom 3 and side 2 fans you want to set as intakes, while the top and rear is exhaust. The side 2 fans in this case are reverse blade, so you're not looking at the back side of the fan. Unfortunately, that's not the case with the top 3, so there's nothing I can do about that unless I order more reverse blade fans. For RAM, I got some of this Corsair Vengeance LPX from Marketplace for $20. It is 16 gigs of DDR4 at 3200 MHz. If you can find some RAM on Marketplace secondhand, it will help keep costs down. And we have Post. Now it's time to install Windows and drivers. I'm installing Windows 11 Home as Windows 10 has reached the end of its life cycle. Time to get into some game testing. I will also be using the DLSS and FrameGen features on the 5060. I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy, and Spider-Man Remastered.
What's going on? You'll pay for that! Oh! Are you trying to get me killed?
Toy toys, ex-cons, kids who just rolled into town. Nobody makes it out alive!
Get fucked!
Hey, move your asses! They're zeroing us! Hey, move your asses! They're zeroing us!
For Hogwarts Legacy, I'm going to turn off ray tracing. All the other settings it'll set to Ultra for testing purposes. I like to start by maxing out the graphics settings and then dialing it back until I get to a smooth gaming experience with consistent frame rate.
In Bloomingdale.
Has the city wallowed in the filth of that will sear him away. Your freedom from Osborn is just ahead of you. It is so close. But instead of joining us, you resist the plague. You shut RPG!
And that will be it for this video. That is our $650 Amazon gaming PC. I would say it's a solid 1080p build. Price to performance, I think there is some things I could have changed and what I would recommend. First off, I would skip the AIO and invest the extra money for either the 5600 or 5800 XT. For the GPU, if you are okay with going used, you can probably get a more capable card. If you want to help support my new small channel, you can like and subscribe. Leave a comment for what I should build next. I'm thinking a home budget Steam machine with 2026 inflation prices.